So I was flying some places, doing some things, visiting some people, and I had a little layover in my hometown. But it was one of those things where you actually spend more time sitting in the plane on the tarmac than doing anything actually useful at the airport. Um, this feels like some sort of weird purgatory, and there's nothing you can do about it either. But it was kind of nice and relaxing because it was nighttime and the plane was mostly empty. There was no one next to me. There was no one near me, actually, as far as passengers go. And so the airports are kind of full of lights, especially at night. There's airplanes that have huge bright headlights on them and little flashing colorful lights all over the wingtips and stuff like that. And also there's just lights all over all the little, like vehicles and stuff that move around airports in general. And then there's all the, every now and then there's like a little person with little glowing wands, making sure the airplanes get to the right parking spot and stuff like that. And there's also lights, like flying through the air over airports a lot. There's lights everywhere in airports, and all sorts of different sizes and shapes and colors and intensities, and it's just cool. And so while we were sitting there in the plane waiting to park, or whatever you call it with an airplane, I was just kind of like glued to the window with my camera recording it, and it just looked cool. And some of it was interesting because, there's always a few smudges on the window. You try to wipe them off a little bit, but it can only get so good. And sometimes some of the smudges would make cool refractions and duplications of the lights in the video. And it's all very fascinating. And there's a stewardess sitting right next to me the whole time because, well, on all these flights I took, I always request there's like a little seating chart when you buy your ticket, and I always get like the far back, the left seat all the way in the back row, pretty much the back left corner of the plane. I don't know why, I just like that seat. It feels cozy and comfortable to me. It's just relaxed, like you get on the plane, you know right where you're gonna go. You don't have to be looking for your seat. And then when you get off the plane, there's no rush of people waiting to get off behind you when it's your turn to get off. You just wait for everyone else to get off first, and then you can get off in your own sweet time. Say thanks to all the stewards and stewardesses, or flight attendants, or whatever they're called, and the pilot and whatever. It's just nice. It just seems relaxing and comfortable. Anyways, so there I was in the back left-hand corner of the plane, and the stewardess, while we were sitting there on the tarmac, of course, was in some weird jump seat that was like flipped down in front of the restrooms, right there next to me. It was kind of weird, but there she was. And after I was done recording a bit out the window, apparently she asked me if this was my first time flying or something. I guess I looked like I was all very enthralled with it, and I kind of was, but yeah, it was interesting. But no, I just told her it was my first time flying with that particular camera, I think, or something. And then later she helped me find my lens cap, which happened to be perfectly the same size as a seatbelt buckle, and it was just right underneath one. This is an interesting drawing for me personally, because after about the first 30 minutes, about 30 minutes in, I stopped. It was late at night. I stopped and I sat back, and I realized that I really hated what I had drawn so far. And so, it was stuck in my sketchbook. This is my sketchbook where, it was in there. It was in there good and solid, and I didn't really know what to do about it, but I hated this drawing. It was awful. So I just decided to stop, and I went to bed. And then I came back to it the next day and just kind of beat it into submission, as it were. And kind of, made it into something I did like. That's how drawings are sometimes. Sometimes, you get started, you're just drawing lines. Sometimes it doesn't seem to be working out. You just don't feel it. It just, you're not in the groove like you wish you were. Lines are coming out of the pen and everything just fine, but you're just not feeling it. And, that happens to everybody. But, if that does happen, you can either, you can start a new one. I could have done that and come back to this later, but this one was stuck in my sketchbook, so I really wanted to just keep working on it. Couldn't just abandon it completely. Or you can give it a break, come back to it later. You can do all sorts of things. Or just keep going, Just keep going. It'll probably work out. It'll probably look cool. Lots of times I've finished drawings that I didn't think looked cool at all, and they're like some of my most liked images on Instagram and stuff, and the ones I really do like got, in comparison, hardly any likes at all. It's funny. Art is a funny thing. Don't try to understand it. Anyways, Anyways, yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later.